So I'm confronted with a question. This is Charles Moscowitz. Thanks for joining me. Am I a Marxist? I am right now, in my old age, a student at a college. I'm taking courses and I'm focusing on sociology. I probably will get a degree in sociology, hopefully. And I'm finding it to be a very interesting subject. It's certainly one that was created by and is a tool of the left. I would suggest that objectively speaking, it's actually a great science if you take the politics out of it. It is a study of society, how societies interact with each other, what are the ideas, the philosophies, the faiths that predominate in any given society or subset of societies. And, but it's politically correct. For example, in sociology, you're not going to find a sociological survey or study on gay marriage, the effects of gay marriage. You're not going to find sociologists going in and doing some deep research in terms of whether or not there's a correlation between, gay marriage and domestic abuse, what these marriages are like for children, any of that. Nor are you going to find a sociological study on any correlation between abortion and breast cancer. Nor are they going to go back and take a look at women who have had abortions, whether or not in later in life, how that affects them emotionally, whether they regret it. Those things are not politically correct. They don't go with the leftist narrative. I mean, I could go on and list a couple of other sociological studies that would be perfectly legitimate that won't be done. You're not going to take a look at crime rates among illegal aliens. You're not going. I could go on, but my point here today is that, and I hope to get into become like develop in a way my own school of sociology that is conservative sociology, or counter revolutionary sociology, I suppose. But sociology breaks down to three fields, three general theories: functionalism, interactionism, and conflict theory. Functionalism is the conventional broad look at a society. What are their ideas? What are their religious beliefs, and how they affect that society and how it interacts with other societies. Interactionism is more of a micro look at individuals, families, smaller units of people, and what makes them do what they do and how they interact, what they believe in. And conflict theory is Marxism. Yeah, outright. I mean, it was, Marx is cited as the first conflict theorist. It's the idea of the dialectic as a political weapon, and the theory that elites and wealthy people control everyone else. And as a student of sociology, I am asked to find myself in any one of these three fields or in a combination of them. And I have to admit that I am finding myself in the direction of being a conflict theorist. Does that make me a Marxist? No, it doesn't, but it sort of does in halfway there. There's two sides to that story. I actually resonate with the idea, for example, that societies are controlled by a powerful elite, a wealthy elite that exploits average people. The Marxist theory of exploitation is their great conspiracy theory. I don't view it necessarily as a grand conspiracy, nor do I view it as a conscious conspiracy. However, I do think that there is something to be said for that. There are people, elite groups of people who think alike, who generally coordinate with each other, not necessarily formally, and who manipulate how we live. It's the nanny state, the national control of healthcare, national control of welfare, national control of education, standing armies, national policing. Obama talked about bringing about a national police directly, and then when that didn't go over, he moved toward doing it incrementally by giving police powers to local police and giving them military materiel. So, these things are real. There is the control of the money through a central bank, the control of the culture through Hollywood and through the media. It's indirect, it's informal, but they decide how information is disseminated. So yeah, I am on board with that part of Marxism. I do think there is a theory that resonates with me. Where I part company, however, with Marxism is that Marxism is a tool of that very self-same elite establishment, obviously. Its answer to the problem is to institute the problem across the board, to make it official, to make these elites legally in control so that they can transform humanity into a new type of being, that being an ant colony, so everyone's de facto equal, and that in the process of that, they would be the ones in the driver's seat. They would be the ones who are smarter than the rest of us. These occultic elites who believe in human power and control, and who think have either deluded themselves into believing that they are good and that what they're doing is good for everyone else. No, thank you. Or they're conscious and witting, participants in a conspiracy, which is something that probably is true. I don't know that because I'm not part of it. But the point is that Marxism implements this. It uses the state as a vehicle toward this utopian vision where there is no such thing as inequality. Moral and ethical codes are erased because everybody becomes, one gigantic brain. And so, yeah, I believe that the conflict theory itself is correct, actually, that, yeah, there is an elite and that they are trying to control everyone else and that it is dominating. There is a lot to be said for that. However, the solution, Marxism, is wrong because it's, first of all, unnatural, but also because it actually institutionalizes this very elite and makes it official. The answer, frankly, is the conservative answer, which is that we're sovereign individuals under God, that we're created in the image of God, that we are imperfect beings. We cannot perfect the world. All we can do is improve our own lives and our own through belief in knowing God and through knowing his moral and ethical code, and as such having an influence on others, hopefully. And by doing that and by advocating what is right voluntarily and quietly and peaceably, improving the world, not through the use of force, and also improving the world by waking people up to their own sovereign abilities, their own sovereign powers as citizens, their right to determine to the highest degree possible their own lives and to determine their own future and their own destiny. That, to me, is improving the world. Not some utopian, authoritarian, physically messianic vision where you have, people physically altering human society and human beings. So, Marxism, as far as conflict theory, I'm on board with that. Maybe that combined with functionalism. But the result is the opposite. So, we can view the glass, I suppose, as half full on that score. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Charles Moscowitz. Check out my books. They're available on Amazon.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day, everybody.